Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Tynetta from Sting Beauty, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do this simple set using white V-tips and crushed crystals from Sting Beauty. So here you can see I already applied the nail tips and shaped them. My client is doing a long square set today. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply my first coat of primer. For the primer, I'm using No Lift Nails. This is an acid-based primer. So you want to make sure that you don't get it on your client's skin because it can burn. For the nude on this set, I'm using Young Nails Cover Pink. And I'm just going to be placing a large bead where the tip and the natural nail meet and just drag that down the rest of the nail. I'm going to place my second bead a little bit above where I placed the first bead, covering most of the natural nail but not all the way up to the cuticle, and I'll just blend that into the first bead that I laid. And then the next bead I place is going to be directly at the cuticle. Once I place it down, I pat the side walls to make sure that the acrylic is flowing in the direction that I want it to go. Push it up toward the cuticles, and if it happens to touch the skin, I just make sure to wipe it off before it sets or gets too hard. And so yeah, once you place the acrylic on the nail, you just want to tilt your client's finger down towards the table so that the acrylic flows down the nail instead of off to the side and on their skin. While I allow the acrylic to flow down the nail, I just tap the side walls and wipe down the side walls of the nail with my brush just to keep the acrylic inside the shape of the tip that I already made. If you keep your side walls clean, this is going to help you a lot when you file your nails after the application. I'm also tilting the nail at all different angles and twisting her hand to the side. When you see me twist the hand to the side, I'm looking at the side view to see if there's any more acrylic that needs to be placed anywhere, like right here. And up at the top, I kind of saw a dent, so I'm going to place another bead in the apex area and just build that up. And then I look down the barrel of the nail to make sure that the nail is completely even from left to right. You don't want one side to be higher than the other side. And on the ring finger, I'm going to put the crushed crystals. So I'm going to skip that and continue applying my nude cover pink. And I'm going to come back to the ring finger once I'm done applying the nude powders. So moving back to the ring finger, I'm going to apply clear acrylic powder to this finger. So when I put the crushed crystals, it'll have the same effect as what I have on my thumbnail. And with the clear powder, I'm doing the exact same thing. For the clear, I'm using Tammy Taylor Clear, and that's a fast setting powder. So you have to work a lot faster with these type of powders, but I like them because as soon as you put it where you need it, it doesn't move. And that can cut down on time a lot when you're not constantly playing with the acrylic. And here I'm just applying this the same way I applied the nude powder. making sure that the nail is thick enough, making sure that the nail is even from one side wall to the other side wall, that there's not more acrylic on one side than the other, and making sure that the surface is smooth. After I finish applying the acrylic on both hands and the acrylic has hardened, I'm going to use a 100 grit file and reshape all the nails. This is when I'm going to get the perfect square shape. When I'm creating a square shape, the first thing I like to do is get the straight across free edge. So to do that, I'm just filing at a 90-degree angle. Once the free edge is straight, then I'll go from the right side or the left side and file straight up and down just to get the exact straight line. The easiest way to get a straight line is to lay the entire file up against the surface that you're wanting to get straight. Make sure that the black line on the nail file is facing you and just go back and forth. And as you can see, I pick my file up periodically just to check and make sure that I'm getting the shape that I'm wanting. Make sure that the nail is not going crooked, to make sure that I'm not over filing. You just want to stop and check your work. When you're working with nails this long, a tip that you can do to reduce any discomfort for your clients is use your hand that you're holding the finger with to support the other side of the nail that you're filing, so that when you're filing it, it's not forcing the nail to move back and forth. If you can see, I'm holding the top of her nail here and kind of holding the left side with my thumb so that the nail isn't moving around so much. And then when I file on the opposite side, on the left side, I'm going to use my 3 fingers to support the right side of her nail. So right here you can see me holding her nail on the right side with my fingers and filing the left side, and that just keeps her nail from jerking all around. If you ever had your nails hurt after you finish getting your nails done, it's probably because your nail plate is a little bit bruised from all the pulling and pushing with the filing. So that'll just help reduce some discomfort for your clients, especially clients with longer nails. So now that I have the perfect square shape, it's time to smooth the surface of the nails. What I do instead of hand filing is I use the electric file. This saves me a lot of time. You can hand file if you don't have an electric file or if that's easier for you, but for me, I like the electric file. It's a lot quicker. To smooth the surface of the nail, I use a carbide drill bit, and this is a fine drill bit. This is the original drill bit with the sharp edge, and I like to use the sharp edge because it allows me to really get in close to the cuticle area and seal the cuticle area. When you're doing that though, you want to make sure you're really careful, because with this drill bit it is a lot sharper than like a safety one would be. So it's easy to cut the client. So you have to make sure you have complete control over your client's finger, or complete control over the actual electric file. So here, this is what I'm talking about. Once you go in and seal the cuticle area, you want to go slow, make sure you can see what you're doing, and just go completely all the way around and seal the cuticle. This is going to prevent any water, any dust or air, or your client's hair or anything like that from getting under the nail. So again, I'm pointing the nail up because I'm looking to see how thick it is and if I need to debulk the nail. So right here, this nail was a little bit thick, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time just kind of making it thinner. Not too thin, but just thin enough. Once I get the thickness how I like it, then I'm going to go around the cuticle area and just seal that out. And once the cuticle area is as flush as possible, then I will go ahead and blend the area that's on the nail plate in with the free edge. That's what I'm doing here, just blending the smoothness and the surface and thickness of the apex to the thickness that's on the free edge of the nail. And it's super easy. You just kind of go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until both sides are even. I usually start with the free edge first because it's easier for me to build a correct size of the apex when I know how thick the free edge is going to be. So yeah, here you see me smoothing the free edge, and I'm going to go up to the apex and smooth that area out. I do kind of thin out the side walls of the nail. I don't like when they're so thick, so just thin those out a little bit. Not too much, because you still want the nail to have a little structure to it. I'm going to go around and seal the cuticle area, and then I'm going to smooth out the apex area. And this is what I mean when I say check the barrel of the nail. If you can see that the nail is pretty even all the way across. I did see a little something on the right side, so I smoothed that out, and then we're done. So at this point, the client has washed her hands. The nails have been buffed and are ready for the design. So as you can see in the thumbnail, we're going to be doing a simple V-tip tutorial. You could do this with acrylic, but I do this with polish just to save time. So I'm using the brush that came out of the gel polish bottle, but you could also use a liner brush if you want to be a little bit more precise with the design. Instead of using a liner brush though, I'm just going to clean it up with this gel brush anyways. So once I apply the gel polish thin and even, I'm going to clean it up and then cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. And I'm doing the same thing on all the fingers that we put the nude powder on. So just apply the polish in a V shape, and once you get the shape down, you can go back in with the gel brush and clean up any errors that you might have made. After I get the V shapes on all the nails completed and top coated, I'm going to go ahead and apply the crushed crystals to the ring fingers. Here you see me applying my super sticky jewelry gel, and I sell that online at stingbeauty.com. Using this jewelry gel for any type of crystal application, you will not lose any crystals. Everything will stay where you put it. And these are crushed crystals, which I will be selling very soon. This is what I'm going to be putting on the nail. And I'm just using a cuticle pusher to scoop some up and just dump them directly into the wet jewelry gel. And you just want to cover the entire surface of the nail with the jewelry gel and the crushed crystals. Using a cuticle pusher is easier than just pouring it over top of the nail because it allows it to get into any little spaces that you might see. So here you see me adding these little crystals in the shape of hearts, and to do that I'm just finding like some gaps in the crushed crystals and just pushing the heart into the jewelry gel. Once I get everything applied where I want it, I'm going to clean up the edges of the crushed crystals, making sure that nothing is hanging off. Nothing is going to be able to like scratch my client or snag on her clothes. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this in the lamp for 30 seconds to cure the jewelry gel. So this is it after everything has been cured and top coated. This is a super simple design, very classy and very sleek. Like I said, you can get the jewelry gel and the crushed crystals from stingbeauty.com. So let me know what you guys thought of this look, and let me know if you have any questions down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video if you think it'll help somebody. And thanks for watching.